Check this out. So last night I'm watching this action movie and this car goes off a cliff.
Really? You watching a movie? I have a hard time picturing that for some reason.
Yeah, well anyway, so this car goes off a cliff and it explodes into a giant fireball.
Yeah, they always seem to do that.
And that's what started me thinking. Maybe this is something that we should test.
That every car that goes off a cliff equals an exploding fireball.
Sounds like fun, doesn't it?
It does.
It's a tumbling tall tale from Tinseltown that always ends with a bang. But does a cliff dive with a tank full of gas mean explosive car carnage is guaranteed? Or is this just more fake physics on film?
So, a plan.
Yeah, a plan. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
I think so, but man, it's gonna be hard to find 4 oak doors and 30 pounds of greased chain.
No, that's not what I'm thinking. I'm thinking a car, a cliff, we toss one off the other, you know?
Yeah, that would work too.
Yeah.
As plans go, they don't come any simpler. So the guys head for Angel's Camp Quarry, where their car will quite literally meet the end of the road.
We are back at the quarry at Angel's Camp, site of many important MythBuster memories. On this pad you can see right across the way is where we did the Hollywood explosion, one of my all-time favorite MythBuster shots. And on the far pad there in the distance, yeah, that's a viewer favorite right there. That's where we blew up the cement truck. Today we're about to add to that history because on the cliff behind me, we're gonna send an automobile hurtling into the distance where hopefully it's gonna crash and burn Hollywood style.
And here's their victim and their mechanical method for sending it over the edge.
This is how this is going to work. It's about as simple and down and dirty as you can possibly get. First off, we have to start the car. We put it in drive, but it doesn't actually go anywhere because we've got this piece of wood under the rear wheel, and also it's idling. Chuck's in place. It doesn't go anywhere until we release this rope,
I can just reach out and cut that.
at which point
This is the lead foot.
the accelerator presses down and off she goes.
Sounds dangerously simple. What could possibly go wrong?
Well, I'm going to go down so I can see what happens when it hits. You mind?
Not at all. Tell me when you're in place, and once you are, I'll set everything in motion.
What's going to happen with this car?
This is not a drill. Gonna launch the car.
Well, it's going to go off the cliff.
Okay, I'm leaning inside and turning on the car.
Whether it bursts into flames or not, personally, I think that situation is a freak accident.
Okay, the car is on.
I don't think it's going to happen unless we make it happen.
All right, Jamie, are you ready?
Adam's ready.
I'm ready. Go for it.
Jamie's ready.
Okay, the car is in gear and resting on the chocks.
I'm removing the safety chock now.
But the star, the car, is a little too ready.
Oh, the car is going.
The car is going.
There it goes. And it stopped.
Ah, crap.
Was it going full RPM? Over?
No, it jumped the chock and got away from me. Over.
Well, there's your problem. Well, that was a bit of a dud.
By the way, did it blow up?
The car did not, repeat, not blow up. Apparently, it jumped the gun
Oh, the car is going.
and it went off its chock before Adam had time to cut the rope, let the weight drop, do what it was supposed to do.
I don't know about you, but I think you'll agree with me. If I was the director of this movie, I'd say, that's not far enough. It's only like 50 feet from where the car started. If we're going to get a movie style driving over the cliff and crashing down the hill, we are clearly going to need a better launch method.
A MythBuster motto is be prepared. So bring in the spare car and cue launch method number 2. And this time, heavy lifting is required.
Well, you know what they say, if you don't succeed, try again. So that's what we're gonna do. And this time we're using this car.
Steering locked.
I was hesitating about using it because it's a stick shift, which means I can't just put it in gear and wait till I'm ready and gun it and have it go off. Oh yeah. Plus we had a problem with the chocks, so I put 2 and 2 together and I figured, well, what if we pick this up with a heavy-duty forklift? Okay, that's good. You can kill it. and then we can just get it going, rev it up, and then lower it, and it'll just take off. Simple. Okay, Adam, I'm gonna start the car and get it set to go. Over.
Jamie gets the engine going, puts it in gear, and pins the pedal to the metal.
Ready and set.
So this is it, and never mind the burn. This time, will we even get the crash the myth requires?
There she goes! Oh, yeah! Oh! Yeah!
Tell me what happened. I can't see from up here.
It was quite spectacular.
There was a bump, a spin over, a second bump, and then it came to rest probably about 120 feet below you.
But no explosion, or I'd see smoke by now, right?
No, that's a negative on the explosion.
Bummer.
Reality makes a crappy special effects crew.
Yep, despite getting the perfect car cliff dive, this action movie stunt didn't end with the obligatory explosive bang. And after a little CSI, crash scene investigation, Jamie knows why.
There's the gas tank. It's hardly been touched. No wonder there wasn't any fire.
Yeah, it's perfect.
Looking at the underside of this car, it's obvious why it didn't burst into flames. They've put the gas tank in the best possible position. It's protected by the wheels, it's kind of in the middle. If they put it on the end of the car or on the front of the car, it'd be more likely to receive an impact.
I think we're gonna need something a little more radical. This is the point in the episode in which I say, it's not looking good for the myth. We're gonna have to bump it up. And this is the point in the episode where you say, I think I'll hang around for another commercial break. Pay attention, class. We're going to recap here. The myth is that any car going off any cliff will explode into a ball of fire. Now, we've crashed 2 cars so far, and we haven't seen that happen. So, not looking so good for the myth. That's a negative on the explosion.
Bummer.
But the question I have is, are there any circumstances under which it could happen?
So despite 2 busted cars and 1 near-busted myth, the guys aren't quite done. Down home at the bomb range, they want to know how far from the truth Hollywood has strayed. They're looking under the hood of this myth and asking, under impact, will an exposed gas tank even explode?
This whole thing seems to me to be just about the gas tank. Now, based on previous experience, the idea that a gas tank would just explode doesn't seem plausible.
Obviously nothing caught on fire.
We bathed them in fire, and we still didn't see any kind of a gas tank explosion. That leads me to think that the only way that this is going to occur is if we squash that tank like a bug, and all the gas inside it erupts outward in a big ball of mist, which, if we ignite it, I'm pretty sure it'll burst into a ball of flame.
So they're trying to recreate the perfect set of circumstances under which this myth could work. The car lands on a rock and the gas tank is crushed, spraying the fuel into a deadly mist.
That's one big fireball in potentia.
And at exactly the same time, the impact of metal on rock creates an ignition spark. To find out if that sequence of events will in fact create a Hollywood-style fireball, they're going to use matches to guarantee the spark and drop 3,000 pounds, the weight of a car, onto the gas tank.
Now we're going for a big boom. Ready?
I'm ready.
Flattened gas tank with actual gas in it. In 3, 2, 1. Wow! That was beautiful!
It truly is. The impact disperses the gas into a volatile mist, and then just at the right moment, the simulated spark from impact causes ignition. And it perfectly matches the typical car off a cliff, Hollywood-style conflagration. But where does that leave the story?
Look at this high-speed shot one more time. Yeah, I don't think anyone would dispute that this is the fireball we were looking for. Can we induce this kind of tank failure in a car under real circumstances? Well, there's only one way to find out. I can only think of one thing left to do.
Well, that would be strap one of those puppies on the front of a car and run it up a cliff, I'd guess, huh?
Yeah, I think that'll get us the boom we're looking for.
Adam and Jamie have discovered that not every cliff drive dive ends in a bang. But at the bomb range, they found a Hollywood-style gas tank explosion was possible.
And we've determined that this pretty much rests upon the gas tank of the car being compromised in such a way as to release all of its fuel simultaneously and being sparked into an explosion, which we've pretty much determined is a 1 in gazillion chance. I mean, we could spend weeks throwing cars over cliffs until one of them landed perfectly on a rock, but we don't have the time or the energy to do that. Time for some modifications.
So, back at Angels Camp Quarry, using what they've learned, they're going to tweak the odds from 1 in a gazillion to 1 in 1.
As we've learned at this point, they intentionally put gas tanks out of harm's way on cars. Well, that ought to do it. It makes sense that they would do that. But if we're going to get a movie-like explosion, we need to put the gas tank in harm's way.
Where's it all happening? Well, it's all happening right there, of course. So our solution is strap the gas tank right to the front of the car.
Okay, that's it.
All right. For a spark? Yeah, I knew you were wondering about that. We're not throwing it over a flint mountain. No, we're going to use Strike Anywhere matches, like a Christmas present of death, which in this case, I'd like to think of as strike just where we want the matches.
Well, I know one thing. If this doesn't replicate the results of the myth, it's not happening.
I've got a good feeling about it. I think this is gonna go. Let's do it.
And so, with everything set, Adam and Jamie take up their positions atop the mountain with the car and across the valley for the perfect view. All that's left is for Jamie to get the motor running, remember to take off the park brake, and stand back. Well, as per the experiment design, the gas tank took the brunt of the impact and did burst into flames. But it didn't go exactly to plan. And Jamie's about to spill the beans.
So I have a little bit of a confession to make.
What's that?
There was a screw up here, and
What happened?
I suppose it was my fault. You should always remember to take off the parking brake before you want a car to go.
No!
I know. The front wheels are spinning away. It was like, looked like it was working fine, and I just like, doy. Well, you know, it went over, it hit with all the weight of that car going right on that tank.
Oh! But the hit was perfect. Nose down, perfect.
I'm still a little bummed, but what are you gonna do?
So they didn't get the distance they were looking for, but the result is still valid. The car went over the cliff, crashed, and burned. But crucially, there was no special effects style explosion.
I think this makes the myth totally busted.
Yeah, I mean, we made it as likely as possible to get a car explosion. And
Yeah.
all we got was a car fire, eventually. I mean, I don't know what else we could do.
Except say, myth busted, and somehow achieve a car explosion.
The myth that a car always explodes if it crashes off a cliff was pretty much busted after the first 2 tests.
Reality makes a crappy special effects crew.
The gas tank, the heart of this myth, is protected deep in the car's understructure to avoid just such an outcome. Even putting the gas tank front and center failed to provide the mythical Hollywood-style explosion.
I think this makes the myth totally busted.
Which just leaves the classic MythBusters result replication. How exactly do they do it in the movies?
Right, now, here's my vision. The hero car comes careening through this industrial area, which I like because it's like post-industrial, comes down this ramp, out of control completely towards this edge, and then plummets into the abyss. All I need here is a ramp. Where's my ramp?
So the ramp will ensure the perfect crash. And Frank will bring the burn.
Hey, what do you need?
Well, I want to run this car off the cliff and have it blow up when it hits the bottom.
Okay, lots of gasoline, a little bit of explosive. It'll give you a magnificent explosion.
Works for me.
And what works for Jamie is 4 single-gallon bottles of gasoline wrapped in detonation cord.
We're ready to load the car now with the gasoline and everything. One coming. So we'll put a couple guys in there, get our gas position. There you go. Get it tied down with the wire to the cleats and run the ring main line down the middle toward the trunk. And then once we get it all into position, we'll hold until we cap in. Let's do it and be safe.
All right. So 3 cars down, and I think we're all in agreement that reality is not nearly as exciting as an action movie. I know, I'm just as disappointed as you. But this, our 4th and final car, rigged with 4 gallons of gasoline, some explosives, and wireless trigger. Once it starts driving down this ramp towards this abyss, we're going to trigger the explosion that we want. My prediction, mayhem.
Mayhem? For sure. But Frank runs a tight ship. It'll be controlled mayhem. And on cue.
Okay, Hollywood-style car crash.
All the systems are in place.
3,
Then any second,
2,
some real Hollywood action's gonna happen.
1.
Hopefully, right in front of me.
Golly.
Success with the final test. Perhaps Adam and Jamie should think about a career in film special effects.
It looks like it worked.
The launch was the most beautiful one yet. The tumble was magnificent, and the explosion was all Hollywood. Nicely done.
Cool. What we just saw there was, in fact, an explosion. The windows blew out. We had a big fireball. It was great. Wow. But why? Well, it's because we put a bunch of explosives and gasoline inside the car. Otherwise, we know that a gas tank will not support a flame.
It's burning in the tank.
Because it's too rich inside there. There's not enough oxygen.
No explosion!
The only place that's appropriate to support an explosion is inside the engine, in the cylinders and so on. But could it happen? Sure, I suppose so. It's extremely rare, maybe with the right exact circumstances. But the idea that every time a car goes off a cliff, it blows up, hogwash.
And so as the guys mull over the charred car carnage,
Nice.
it's clear that Hollywood hasn't completely fictionalized the physics of a crash and burn. They've just turned a 1,000,000-to-1 shot into a silver screen certainty.